Welcome to Synth Wars, baby. Special episode tonight, as usual. I am your host, Synth Samurai. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your second, thanks for coming back. And if you're one of the day oneers, the running gunners, a renegade from the start, then baby, thank you as well, man. You're amazing. So, cool show tonight. If you don't know how this show works, Synth Wars, this is the one, the only, the first ever, old school, coast to coast, call-in radio, synthesizer evening show where we pick some topics, man, we hash it out a little bit, do like a 30 minute intro, then I open up the phone lines and you guys can call in and tell me what you think. You can tell me off, you can do whatever you want to do, man. It's an open line, so feel free to call in. I'll throw the number up about halfway through the show. It's on Do Not Disturb now, so if you got it in speed dial, you're going to be hitting that busy signal until the show gets going. So, tonight, the greatest debate in the synthesizer industry at the moment is synth shamers versus synth hoarders versus synth collectors. Now, I narrowed it down. I narrowed it down to these three categories because in between each category, there's a spectrum. So there's a spectrum. You go from collector, and in between there, you've gone all the way into hoarder, and then into synth shamer. And I'll break those down for you in a quick second here. So this whole spectrum comprises of professional musicians, hobbyists, just people who like the look of gear, the people who play every once in a while, the people who play all day, every day. It's a spectrum in between, but I just had to break it down in three categories to make it a lot easier for us to digest, you know? Because we got to get those synthesizer probiotics working to digest all this information. So let's check out and see who we got in the chat here tonight. We got Synth Fun, what's up? Space Capsule. We got Cosmic Animal, I like that name. We got George G's, The Machines One, Apollo Hanzo, Jamie Rice, Eternian, Uncle Jerry's World in the house, Echo Craft, Pentasonic, Nico 37, Hans Volt, the Hanslander, the one and only Mod with the best bod. We got Synth Mode in here. We got Twin Cities Oxygen, Harmonic Sonics, and it keeps going. Happy Quails, baby, was in here yesterday. We got Don Wrangler, Expanding Knowledge, man. Everybody's in here. If I missed anyone, don't worry about it. What's up, Heathcliff? We'll get you going. We got songs from the Witch's House. Welcome. Good evening. Let's get this show started. Now, I got a little bit of house cleaning to button up. You guys let me know if the music's too loud. I'll be turning it down in a second. I got an emergency message. Everybody's been emailing me asking. As you know, one of the reoccurring guests on the show was none other than... Let me get this music down a little bit. One of the recurring guests on the show from the beginning was Synthpunk, John Gabriel Costello. He had a channel, he's notorious, he's been around for eons and lifetimes, and he comes and he goes, and you gotta find him like a Pokemon, man. He pops up and disappears. He sent me an emergency message across the hotline, so I'm gonna play that quick real first for you guys, because you guys have been asking where he is, what's he doing, what's he up to, and I'll elaborate a little on that in a minute. I got a quick little update from Kiviak Instruments. They just dropped a new plugin for everybody who thought the Kiviak Wofi was too expensive. They're just allowing everybody to get it for a plug-in for your DAW, so that's pretty cool. And then we'll get right into the rest of the stuff. All right, so let's move on over here. We go to the Titantron, baby. Does your bedroom look like this? Then you might be a synth hoarder. You might be a synth collector. But one thing you're not, if your bedroom looks like this, is you're not a synth shamer. All right? But you might be later. I'll break that down. It's very psychological, all this stuff. The psychology behind this is wild. I've been looking into it. I've been on the phone with 4 or 5 PhDs, 2 from Harvard, 2 from Princeton, and 1 from Stanford, and in their psychological departments. And I've been talking to them about the psychology behind synth collectors, and then a hoarder, and then the synth shamers. It's so interesting. But let's check out this message from Synthpunk himself. I haven't even watched it yet, so we're gonna watch it together right now. Let me get this moved out of the way, get that moved out of the way. All right, here it is. Let's have a quick look.
The studio has been reduced. The only thing that I own by Behringer is the Behringer stool. Yep, that's it. All gone.
That's it. That's the message he sent me. So you guys take that what you will. I know I talked to him this morning. John Gabriel Costello Synth Punk has sold the Mini Moog. He has sold the Pro 3. He has sold the Rev 2. And now all he has is his microphone, the Behringer stool with the Behringer on the seat so he can sit on the Behringer logo because he loathes that company so much. And all he got's his sledge, keyboard, and he told me, I asked him, why, brother? Why are you doing this? Why are you getting rid of all your stuff? Because John is known as a synth shamer for myself. He shames me a lot of time when I want to get gear. So John has went into the synth shame realm, God bless his heart. But this isn't about synth shame. This here is about the synth punk moving in to his true form, which is a singer-songwriter, acoustic guitarist. He's going to be doing a lot of coffee shops and a lot of other, he's got actually a pretty big show coming up that I don't want to step on it. He'll mention at some point. But he's keeping the Jupiter X and he's keeping his sledge for his VSTs because he's a VST vagabond. All right. So the cool thing about that is he said he just wants no distractions. He wants to focus and dial it in right on the guitar, all right? So John was formerly known, Synth Punk was formerly known as an insane synth collector / hoarder, like a lot of people out there are, and we'll get into that in a second, but let's move on over here to this right now. Let me get the music going a little bit here so I can... Is this music too intense? What do you think? I don't know. All right, so that's John's video. That's it. He sold it all, man. Synth Punk sold it all. It's all gone. Nothing left. He sold the Mini Boob, the Pro 3, and the Rev 2. Goodbye, sayonara. No more synthesizers. It's over for John Costello. If you want to follow him and Synth Punk, you're going to have to, yeah, he sold a Mini Boob. I can't believe it. All right, so if we look over here, this is an example of some of your bedrooms might look like this, some of your living rooms, some of everything. If you got a studio like this, then what are you? Are you a collector? Are you a hoarder? But I guess we'll go into the synth shamer right off the bat to get this started. Oh no, I was going to do the Kiviak. I'll do the Kiviak at the end. All right, so if you don't know, you haven't heard, this video rocked the world. This is by the one and only Espen Craft, okay? An absolute synth renegade. He's been battling the synth mafia, 1 against a million since day one. They all come after him. He doesn't represent any scammy synths, and he doesn't try to sell you anything or nothing like that. He's a legit renegade, and he came out with this video called The Great Synthesizer Scam. Now, why I'm highlighting this video now is because in this video, Espen goes in and he says a few things like the synth collector, the synth worshiper, the bedroom musicians who just buy synthesizers are all getting scammed, okay? And this video rocked the world. What's this video at now? 69,000 views this one got, okay? Let's just play the little intro real quick just to see what he's saying, just to refresh your memory.
Will always pay up. The synth manufacturers know this. They have whole departments working on this scheme. How much can we charge before someone smells a rat?
You don't sell a seat to a guy for 79 bucks when he's willing to pay $3.79.
A lot of people will go batshit crazy over this video. They will be outraged. And they will reply in the comments with long essays about how little I know about synths, how little I know about how they operate, etc., etc. And these people, they often have a ton of synths in their home studios. So pay attention to these people and pay attention to how much music they make, which is actually very little. These people never make any music with their gear at all. They are gear worshippers. All the synths I'm about to...
All right, so that's all I wanted to get to. So this is what he called the synth worshiper. And this kind of falls in between the category of synth collector and synth hoarder. There's a synth worshiper somewhere that oscillates between the two groups. Now, one thing about the synth worshiper is Espen thinks that he doesn't make music. Now, there's a couple things here. What is making music is the question. Is making music just making a track produced in a DAW, putting it on a streaming platform and or CD and or cassette and or vinyl, and then releasing it to the world to then hopefully be purchased, to then be signed by a label? If that's making music, then you know what? A lot of the bedroom musicians and the synth worshipers do not do a lot of that. But for a lot of the collectors / hoarders, their music making has to do with just release, creative release. It's getting all that creative energy out into basically your monitors and into your head, but out of your body. So when some people say that synth worshipers, collectors, hoarders don't make music, what they really mean is they're not selling music, right? They're not professionals. They're just the bros, right? So the bros make music, man. They share it with each other. They kind of just, you know, the bedroom musicians, they just play around, they jam, they do it, but they do use their gear. Now, do you have a lot of gear? That's what we're going to figure out. So that was Espen's video. That caught the world on fire. Then last week, what's up, Echo Craft? Then last week, I highlighted our buddy right here, Aaron. And I highlighted Aaron because Aaron has a synth studio and he's a collector, and it's absolutely out of this world. If you haven't seen it, people were absolutely loving it. Go check my channel and watch it. I think I did it a couple days ago. It's a live stream. There's so many there now, you don't even know what's going on. But Aaron, I'll just show you a little clip of him. This is what we call, this is right on the line, because I feel like collector, when you're a synth collector, you got everything covered. You want to keep it pristine and mint condition. That's how I separated it. You don't want dust on it. You're like Hans Volt. You got that little gookie glue and you're picking every little speck of dust off of everything. Okay, you got dust covers. You don't want anything touching. You want to hold the value of these synthesizers as long as you can because you're looking at them as an investment and you want to keep them as pristine and beautiful as possible. Now, the Synth Horder had the same idea when he started buying these. And I'm going to show you something in a minute that's going to make your head spin. I'm going to cover the full episode later. But the Synth Horder wanted in the beginning to collect. But then he just got overwhelmed and he just went and went and went. And before you knew it, all the money was going for synthesizers and there was leaks coming in the roof. The carpet was ripped up. There was rat crap everywhere. Okay? You know what I mean? It looked like a crackhead's treehouse for a lot of these synth hoarders because they just let it all go. They just stopped everything and put all funds directed towards one mission, acquiring gear nonstop. You know, and you know my expression, all gas, no brakes. And that's all G.A.S. Gear acquisition syndrome. No brakes. Not spelt like B-R-A-K-E, spelt B-R-E-A-K-S. No brakes, meaning we don't stop. We keep going. We don't take breaks. We keep buying gear. That's where I'm at. I'm a synth baby, so. But anyways, let's check out Aaron for a real quick sec, because this guy's a beautiful man, and I love him.
That's fantastic for coming out, you know, for crazy far out sounds.
Yeah.
Jupiter 4 is fun.
Is that like a version of the Butch easel or whatever?
What's it?
The like Butch, the one that is like where you open it. It's kind of like a little suitcase. You open it up and it has
yeah. That'd be the full music easel. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So what this is basically the command module. So this would basically be the music easel minus the touch keyboard.
Got you. Okay.
All right, so as you can see with Aaron here, we're not going to cover it. I got a whole episode done on this for over an hour, so you can go watch that. But what I just wanted to highlight is Aaron knows everything about every single synthesizer he bought. Not everything, but man, this guy is absolutely zoned in. He's a collector, and he's like right in between the line of the next video I'm going to show you, which is someone who's got it pristine. But before I show you that, I'm going to show you one of the most unbelievable, absolutely out of this world synthesizer museums, if you want to call it that. But let's look at it right now. Let's check it out right now. If we go right here. Now, this is called brainwash.com, the New England, the most famous New England synthesizer museum. Echo Craft has been here. He paid a McNugget to get in there. That's what the dude charged him right here in the gray shirt. He charged Echo Craft and his crew of vampires a pack of McNuggets to get in here. Okay, they offered him money, and Echo was like, what do you want? He was like, get me a pack of McNuggets, and you guys can come in. So just check this out for a quick sec. I'm going to cover this whole episode tomorrow on oscillators and percolators, but let's have a look at this. This is definitely ventured into hoarding zone, okay?
When I graduated from college in 1984, the DX7 had just come out, and the prices of these synthesizers basically were going through the floor. I was in Daddy's Junkie Music store around 85, and I saw a ARP Solus. And I had never heard of the ARP Solus, but I had been a big ARP fan earlier in my life, so it was $85. I just bought it. And then a sequential Pro 1 turned up. I'd never heard of that either, but it was $79, so I bought it. And the guys at Daddy's Junkie Music are on commissions. They found a guy buying up all old analog synthesizers. They started having them delivered from all the different stores. They'd ship them to the Nashua store. They'd call me on the phone, hey, would you like a... And then I would come down and buy it. And
see, feeding it. He had tentacles out everywhere. They were feeding his synth his synth worship. Some people call it an addiction. I don't know what they call it, but he had the tentacles out everywhere. If a synth came in, they were calling our boy right here immediately. Boom. You want a DX7? We got it right now. It's like, I'm there. You boom. You want a Prophet 5? I'm there. You want a mini Moog broken to pieces? I'm there. You want a Quadra? I'm there. He was there.
I ended up buying a lot of old synthesizers on the cheap, and I was in, where was it? It was the Danbury Electronic Music Center in Danbury, Connecticut. I had lived near Danbury for a little while, and the guy down there, Gary Schwartz, he was saying, you know, you really ought to have this Mellotron if you're going to start a museum. And I wasn't even thinking about starting a museum, but then he suggested it. And
he was just like, I got so much gear, might as well call it a museum, turn it into a 501c3, and then write it off. But I don't think he even got to that point. But let's just check it out right here. Hold on.
And be very careful not to knock that container. It is in exactly the right place to catch the drips from the ceiling. As you can see from the mess on the floor, it doesn't catch all of them, but between that and the bucket, I think I've got most of it.
Now look closely, see what you can spot here. There's lots and lots of epic gear, and this is long, but we're just going to do a few minutes.
So here we've got the Roland Jupiter 4, which is one of their early polyphonics. And then this case here with the keyboard is the case that I pulled the Electrocop 101 panel out of to reverse engineer it. And sitting in the case right now is an ARP axe that I have to finish repairing for somebody.
Now, don't get it twisted. This guy's an absolute genius. This guy actually was the go-to guy in America, in New England. If there was a band here and they needed something fixed, they were torn and stuff, they would call him. Well, bam, he's a genius. Absolute genius.
And then over here is a chroma expander that I'm trying to repair for somebody. Not having much luck either. Those are both playable. And above that is an ARP 2600 Gray Meanie. Which is also liable.
All right, you get the idea. I'm going to cover this on a show tomorrow. But see how we're going here? We had Aaron, and now we got our boy here. Can't remember his name, but shout out to John Whitney's channel. Check it out. Subscribe. I'm already subscribed. Go check it out. I'll throw the links down in the comments. Awesome channel. But this video is amazing. It starts off, someone just said, oh, took a dark turn. It might have took a dark turn. This guy's very eccentric, but he's an absolute genius. I believe he's passed away. God rest his soul. But he was an absolute genius. Maybe I'll just jump ahead a little more here just so you can see something else. The white elephant. Let's go to that. Let's check this out.
Over here we've got the white elephant, which is a Quartervox organ that has a built-in Moog satellite synthesizer and was sold under the Moog name, so it's got a Moog logo on it. And then we've got the other version, the earlier version of the ARP axe.
That's the one that I had.
Yep.
All right, he's got it all. He's got it all, okay? So you just took a vision of Aaron. Aaron's still got everything pristine. And then our boy here, as you can see, there's water, there's buckets catching water, things are dripping from the ceiling. All focus has gone towards synthesizer, fixing, repairing, and acquirement. So I don't know if you want to call that a dark road or not, but I would have to put this into a synthesizer hoarding style genre where I still feel like Aaron is vacillating between collector and hoarder. Now, if we move over to something a little different here, we jump over to this John Sign. If you don't know him, subscribe and like, check him out. Big channel, but this is something a little bit different. Now, I don't know if this is the first stages of this kind of progression. You go from this man to Aaron and then to the other guy, but what happens, let's check how pristine this one is.
Is insane. I've never seen a place with so many synthesizers.
So would you follow me to go
welcome to the studio, guys. Today,
So he's got a cool studio, but this is what we're checking out.
Groove.
yes,
One of them is in service. Let's say 40, 50 items are still in service or on the way. And this room is ready for pickup or shipment. It's serviced with warranty, etc.
okay.
Am I missing one? Well, the 707, 727 are also getting a lot popular, especially with AKA's modulation, which you have.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing, but look at this, man. So this is the difference. Look how clean and pristine. This might even be a shop. But
More sound and power. So yeah, everything is getting a bit more popular in that vintage section. Akai MPC 60,000,
Yeah.
of course. Very cool samples.
You can't pick a favorite. Which one is the?
yeah, I don't know if that's the guy from the show Hot Ones. These two guys might end up eating a friggin' load of hot wings here now in a minute, so we're going to stop it right here. But they might end up digging into some hot wings, but you get the idea, right? We got clean and pristine. We got Aaron, collector / moving into Horder zone. And then we got our boy, Mr. McNugget. I can't remember his name. I just call him McNugget out of no disrespect. Is just how I remembered the video when Echo Craft told me to go find it or sent it to me. Echo might even play it. I can't remember, but he's the one who turned me on to it because Echo actually went there, like I said, and paid in McNuggets to get in. No fee to get into that man's museum. So I don't know what you are. What are you? Are you a collector? Are you a hoarder? Because all of you are something. You might as well not deny it. You know, if you've got how many synthesizers in the chat, how many synthesizers make you a collector? How many synthesizers before you become a hoarder? Now, let me get to the final part. The synth shamer. Now, the synth shamer is somebody who went down the road of collector to hoarder, and they've got overwhelmed, and maybe they had a vision of where it was going to go. Maybe they woke up one night in a cold sweat because they found themselves in a dreamscape, like we just saw there, with buckets of water dripping all over their Mini Moog and their Prophet 5 and their ARP Quadra. Maybe they woke up in a cold sweat and then they just sold everything. But what the synth shamer does, the synth shamer then looks at every other person who has more than 4 synthesizers. I think the number's 4. Everyone who has more than 4 synthesizers, the synth shamer tells them they shouldn't buy no more. Slow down. You don't need any more. Gear acquisition syndrome is going to kill you because they feel like it killed them. But then they don't have anything left. They got rid of it all. Impulsively, it's gone. Wha-bam. Nothing more again. And then to acquire it back, that's a long, long road, and a road most aren't willing to walk anymore. Okay? So that's where we are, man. I'm going to open the phone lines up here. We got 5 minutes. I'm just going to show you something real quick before we open the phone lines. You tell me, man, is there a difference? Is there a friggin' difference between a collector and a hoarder? That's basically it. And have any of you guys dealt with synth shamers? Have you dealt with someone trying to shame you out to buy something? Because the Synth Samurai is all gas, no brakes, okay? I got 5 things in my perfect circuit cart. I got about 10 to 15 in my Sweetwater cart. I got about 4 or 5 more in my reverb cart, and they're always in there. I'm always taking them out, moving them in, taking them out, and I'm about to make a big bang 4 purchase, and I'm keeping it a secret because I'm going to do a special release for you. But you guys already know, if you've been following along, I'll tell you the top 2 on the list. The Korg multi-poly, baby, especially after Anderton's video today of the multi-poly. Did you guys see that? It's absolutely out of control. It's probably the best video I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Totally mental. Crazy. I might play it now, but I might not. Yeah, we got Hans Volt, who's an absolute Behringer shamer. Every time I'm about to buy a Behringer, Hans Volt shames me into oblivion. All right? So, let me just pop this up real quick, and I'll show you one more thing. So this is a new series I got coming up on that Synth show. So I'm going to do my own commercial for my own show because we're not sponsored by the Synth Mafia. We ain't begging you for money. I don't got no damn Patreon. I ain't doing none of that crap, okay? We're just here having a good time together. And this here, I'm making a commercial for the next series in the Samurai Synth Flicks, okay? That Synth show, Sound Explorer. The first episode is going to be the Korg Op 6. That's where I'm going to be delving into all my gear in the studio and doing an exploration video for you together like this. I don't know if I'm going to do it live or if I'm going to do it pre-recorded. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, get ready for this. I'm going to do 1 synth a month, Synth Explorer. And I'm going to try to stay dedicated for 12 months. That should give me 12 episodes in my Samurai Synth Flicks. Because now we got Synth Wars, we got oscillators and percolators, we've got the Sound Explorer, we got that synth car, we got that synth show live, and then we got that synth show, and we got Synth Fighter with myself and a wonderful, most beautiful man in New England, maybe America, and probably the world, and if we want to go further, even the galaxy, because the man looks like he ain't from planet Earth, and I mean that in the best kind of way. Echo Craft. Okay. Let's get moving. I'm going to open the phone lines up here now, and then at the end of the show, we'll finish it off. So let me jump on over to my talk radio screen. Well, bam. Nope, not that one. This is the studio. So am I? Is the Dynamite Kid a synth hoarder? Am I a synth collector? What am I? I'm definitely not a synth shamer. I might be a reverse synth shamer, because I try to encourage you to buy. So I'm a synth encourager, not a shamer. But I got 2 spots to fill right here. You see them? One right there, one right there. That's where we're going, baby, but this isn't the screen I meant to go to. We're going to this one, Call-In Show. Let me switch up my show logo, get rid of that, and pop in that. There we go. That's how quick. That's how you do it on live TV. So I'm going to open the phone lines up here now. You guys call in, man. Let me know. We can talk about what you're thinking, or we can just talk about anything you want. But I'd like to know, if you do call in, are you a hoarder? Are you a collector? Are you a shamer? Or are you just a guy who's sick of being labeled by the industry? All right, phone lines are going to be open in 2 seconds. I just got to turn on Do Not Disturb. All right, phone lines are now open. 413-279-4344. Feel free to call in. We will be having a chat. We'll be talking. While we're doing that, I'm just going to, over here on the left, I'm going to out of focus that background and make it look nice and pretty for us. There we go. Look at that. That's how you do it on the fly. All right, 413-279-4344. First call coming in.
From Synth Punk.
All right, what's happening? You are live and in color. You know the deal, man. If you got the radio on in the background, turn it down. What's up, baby?
I got it turned down. You know that.
Oh, look who it is. What's happening?
You know who this is.
Synth Punk, baby.
Synth Punk.
Synth Punk calling in, man. So,
what do you want to know? What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about?
Well, you know, did you not watch the first part of the show, or did you just jump right in and call?
Yes,
you watched it?
I want to do a shout out to Space Capsule and Hayes Anderson.
All right.
And Uncle Jerry.
Shout them out, baby. Yeah. Nice.
I sent you $10, by the way.
What? You sent me $10, brother?
Yeah. Didn't you see it in the chat?
No, man, I was flowing. I missed it, but thank you, man. I'm very humbling and appreciate that.
I sent you $10, bro.
All right, I'll send you 3 back. How about that?
No, it's okay.
All right, listen, man. So what's news? I played your video at the beginning. It looks like you have went from. Do you want to take us on a little journey of synth collector / hoarder to now being a guitar singer-songwriter, where you've kind of leaving it all behind? Because maybe it's a perfect call to start the show. What do you think?
I don't think I was ever a hoarder, because I love synthesizers. I still love synthesizers, but now I'm going through another doorway, and synths to me, I don't know. All I want is my acoustic guitar and my motif and piano controller. That's it, my MIDI controller.
And do you feel any I guess it's only been a day, because you just got rid of them today, right?
I got rid of the Mini Moog. I got rid of the Rev 2.
Wow. Pro 3?
I got rid of the Pro 3.
Oh my
got rid of everything.
God, you maniac.
Got rid of it. You saw the video I sent you?
You're freaking out of control, brother. You just,
got rid of it all.
There's something wild about a man who can just do that. You know, I'm going
to slowly get rid of my electric guitars.
So what do you want to be left with, man?
Yeah. Probably my acoustics. I have 3 acoustic guitars I'll keep. And as far as electrics go, I don't know. I think I'm going to get rid of all of them. Yeah.
Damn, bro, you're doing a full-on house cleaning.
Full house cleaning.
Damn,
That's
dude.
it. I'm doing singer-songwriter. That's what my gig is right now.
I dig it, man, and I've been enjoying a lot of your songs.
Hans Volt. You see what Hans Volt just said? He goes, "The call line is for synth owners."
That's hilarious. And listen, if
So what?
anybody's
I can't.
hold on, now, if anyone's trying to call in, you got to wait till the caller hangs up, because I don't have a huge switchboard here, right? I'm operating this on the fly by myself, one man show. Well, two man with you guys on the line. So, Johnny boy, what do you want to go by? Do you want me to call you Synth Punk? You want me to call you John?
Am I getting banned from this channel?
No, you're never banned.
Because I'm not.
You're a made man. You still got the motif.
I still have the motif for my piano.
Hey, as long as you still got one, you're good. You're just gonna keep one, man. And VSTs.
I still have the Jupiter X.
Yeah, you still got the Jupiter. Yeah, dude, you're still in, man.
I got the Jupiter X.
And listen, you're never gonna be banned, baby. Let me tell you something right there. You're never banned. Okay. You're a made man, dude. You paid your dues. Okay.
Okay.
You took the slings. You've took the arrows. You paid your dues. You took some shots, and you gave some shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
Let's talk about synth hoarding.
Yeah, go for it, man.
People should get synthesizers only because they love them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not because they're looking for that next high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I see that happen a lot. People get a synth, and then a new one comes out, and they're like, "I got to have that new synth by Moog or Sequential."
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that to yourself. Seriously. You only need to have like maybe 2 or 3 synthesizers, honestly. I mean, if you want to get more, I probably wouldn't go over 10. 10 would be the limit, because you're going to have overlap, and you're also going to not have enough time to work with each synth. You know?
What's that expression? What's that mantra you used to repeat all the time back in the day?
What's that?
That mantra you used to repeat, the more time you spend, what is it?
Oh yeah, the more time you spend with your synth, the better the synth becomes.
Yes, I remember that now.
I could honestly live with a Pro 3 and a Rev 2 and have nothing to worry about.
So I guess me and you are mortal enemies in the land of synth hoarding, because I'm a all gas no brakes kind of guy, bro. You know that. But I'm a synth baby.
I can see your studio. I can see your studio in 10 years from now. You're gonna have a ton of synthesizers.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm gonna fill this baby right up, aren't I?
But I don't know if you're going to have that existential crisis.
I don't know, man, because I guess the thing is this. This is how I can describe what I'm doing is I'm not feeling, when I'm doing this here, I'm not feeling a void, and I'm not going into debt. So I'm very diligent about, if I don't have the money saved up in a synthesizer account, I can't buy it, right? And I'm not doing it, and I'm not doing it to replace anything or fill a void. I'm literally doing it for pure enjoyment and to build that generational synth wealth that Synth Ramsey always talks about. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah. So,
I hear you.
So do you got any, before I let you go, do you got any messages for all the synth babies out there, young guys or some guys, the synth renegades that are on their journey right now, and they might be getting pulled into this? Because how many synthesizers did you have at your peak?
63.
63 synthesizers at your peak, man. That's a synth museum, bro. Yep. You could have opened a museum. Do you have?
Dude, what?
No, go on. No, go on.
Oh, it was a combination of new synths and vintage.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. And the funny thing is, I only caught you at the tail end. So just as I was catching your studio at tail end, it kind of shifted over. But what's your words of wisdom to all the potential collectors, hoarders, shamers out there?
Buy used synthesizers.
Never new.
Don't buy anything new.
Damn.
Don't buy anything new. It's not worth it.
Damn, I'm about to buy 2 new ones tonight.
What are you going to buy tonight?
I'm looking to buy the multi-poly tonight and the steam pipe, I think.
You're going to buy both those?
Yeah, screw it. I think I'm getting both.
What about the PB12?
PB12 is just it's out of my league, man. It's going to take me too long to get there. I don't have the marshmallow. Do you know about the marshmallow experiment?
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't have the marshmallow experiment. I'm more of an instant gratification kind of guy. I just can't wait. I told you, by the time I get the Cream Dream, it'll be 2037, and there'll be so many other synthesizers out by then. The Cream Dream will be a distant memory. So I got to strike while the iron's hot, and the steam pipe got me steamed up. I can barely see out of these glasses, and the multi-poly is absolutely out of control after Anderson's video this morning.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you for the money, man. I'm going to get another caller in here, brother. But you know I love you, and I thank you for calling. And I appreciate everything, the friendship that we've had. And stick around, man. Keep your channel going, bro. Bring it back. Resurrect this thing for the new singer-songwriter era of John Gabriel Costello.
Right.
How about that?
I'll talk to you later.
All right, baby.
Take care.
Salute.
Bye.
All right, man. That's Synth Punk, the one and only John Gabriel Costello, transitioning to full-time singer-songwriter, acoustic guitar, coffee shop shows. If anybody wants to call in now, the lines are open. 413-279-4344. Some words of wisdom there, you know, never buy new. All right, who do we got coming in the hotline?
Call from
Noir.
All right, we got a call coming in from the one, the only Noir, baby. What's happening?
Samurai, I've got to shame you. I've got to shame
you. don't try to stop me from getting the synth pipe, man. Come on, or the steam pipe.
If I hear one more, I don't even want to hear the words multi and poly on the stream anymore. The quantum.
Oh yeah.
I've been waiting. I'm gonna unsubscribe if I hear one more.
Hold on. Before you click away, why do I keep forgetting about the quantum? You got to send me an email in the morning. Send me an email. Nothing in the email, just subject quantum. That's all you got to do. Every morning, just make sure you hit me up with a quantum email.
All right, I'm gonna do that. All right, shame on you. Goodbye. Quantum.
All right, Noir, baby. That's Noir et La Blanc. Amazing channel. Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Noir and Autumn Guard, a super stream. As usual, we did a show last week. He's a legend. Absolutely love the guy. He's a pure heart and an absolute legend, baby. And he's a synth renegade. And he's I shouldn't say phone. What was it? Keep that alive. All right. Phone lines are open. He's shaming me. I also forgot I got to put on the list. I got to put the Waldorf Quantum. You know what? Noir? I might just friggin' get the Mark II. I might get the Quantum Mark II. I'm going to blow off the Cream Dream, and I'm going for the Quantum Mark II. All right.
Call from
Echo Craft.
All right. The Daywalker himself is live and in color. Bro, you home already? Are you calling from the bathroom at work?
Oh, boy. So, I don't give a crap what Noir says. I like the multi-poly. After I saw that video, it's amazing. Noir's the man anyway, but yeah, the multi-poly's pretty sick, man.
You got the gas?
It really is.
You got the gas?
Just a little. I listen, to me right now, it's just a burp, okay?
It's just you got a little what do they call it? A little heartburn? A little acid reflux.
In Italian, you call it agita.
We call it a little acid synth flux. That's what you got going on.
Yeah, I got a little agita, a little acid synth flux.
That's right. So are you a hoarder? Are you a hoarder or a collector? Because you got quite the studio. Do you know off the top of your head how many synths you got in your collection?
Oh God.
Just ballpark?
I did sell a few. I don't know. I'm going to enter the studio now. Let me take a look here. So. Let's see. Do I count drum machines too?
Everything that gets plugged in, my man, even pedals.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Feel like an episode of Sesame Street here.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And about, I don't know, 37 pedals.
Okay, so so are you a collector or a hoarder? Or neither?
I'm a player.
Player, I dig it.
I'm a player, man. I use everything that I own.
Mm-hmm.
I do like to collect. I was a hoarder. I will admit that. My wife calls me a hoarder. But I've sold a lot of stuff to bring stuff down and to really get stuff that I actually enjoy and I use and you know, because of you, I bought a couple of synths.
Whoa! What do you mean?
It's all your fault, bro.
Dude, I'm a synth encouragist. I'm a synth evangelicalist. That's what I am. I'm a synth
Yeah, you know what you are, dude. You inject the gas, and then we all go out and buy shit, and then you don't buy anything.
Yeah, Han sends me the tank. Han sends me the tank. I pump the gas, and then you guys go out and get it. But dude, what are you talking about? I don't get nothing, man. I went through this with you the other day. I got like 4 or 5 things, and I'm about to buy 2 more tonight, maybe.
Yeah, I know. I'm just busting your balls, bro.
Yeah, I know. I know. Listen.
So real quick, I wanted to comment on the video of the Synth Museum.
Mm-hmm. Which one? The New England?
I did go there. What's that?
The New England one?
Yeah. I forget his name. What's his name? His name was it David Wilson, I think was his name, or I forget, but he passed away, unfortunately, and he wasn't a well human being, I'll tell you that right now. He's very ill. So when I went there, and I don't know if we talked about this a long time ago, but when I went there, it was disgusting. And I'm not.
Yeah, you were there. Okay, hold on now. Just to let you know, Echo Craft was at the New England Synthesizer Museum in New Hampshire. All right, Echo was there. So
Correct.
Speak on it, baby.
Yeah, and so I mean, and I'm not trying to knock the guy. And you were totally right in saying he was a genius. He was an absolute genius. And you know how geniuses are? They're very eccentric people. They're just strange people, most of them. You know what I mean? And he basically was. There was cats everywhere. There was cat hair everywhere. There was snot rags. Snot rags everywhere. And
probably rats.
Because he was. I don't know if there was probably mice. Yeah. I mean he was constantly blowing his nose and stuff, and I don't know if I think he was allergic to cats. That's probably how he died. Sorry, bud. But yeah, so I mean, it was disgusting, and you saw the picture, you saw the video of the synthesizers laying on the floor, laying against the wall. There was a leak coming down the wall. I saw that. It was just nasty, and he was a super nice guy. But before, so we pull up, we knock on the door. Oh yeah, we had to call him. That's what we did. We had to call him, and then he said, "Come to the door." So we got out of our car and we went to the door, and me and my buddy were looking at each other like, "This is a house. Like I thought this was a museum, right?" And so he opens the door, and he's just kind of portly guy, and he opens the door, and I think he had that same shirt on.
Yeah, probably.
That was in the video, and he opened the door, and he said, "Okay," he said, "There is an entry fee." And we were like, "What kind of entry fee?" And he said, we're ready to pull out our wallets and give him some cash, right?
Yeah.
So he turns around and he says, "Well, I'm really hungry. You guys need to buy me a Happy Meal." And my buddy and I looked at each other. This is the honest to God's truth. I'm not lying. We looked at each other like, okay. So we didn't even get in there yet. So we take this guy to McDonald's.
Yeah.
We buy him a Happy Meal, and McDonald's was like right around the corner from this house.
Yeah.
We buy him a Happy Meal. He sits down with us, and he says, "You ready for this?" He says, "I know you think I'm weird, and you probably think I'm some kind of axe murderer, right?" And we were like, "No." And he goes, "You sure you don't want to eat anything?" We're like, "No, dude, we just want to see the synths. We heard about it, we read about it."
Oh, so you're like,
okay.
So you're like, "Eat those nuggets. We got to get back to the house."
Yeah, we're like, "Eat your food, bro." So we finally get back to the house. He takes us upstairs, and as we're going upstairs, there's like synthesizers laying on the side of the stairs, and there's like cords and cables everywhere. And then he takes us into like his lab area where he actually, he is like a workshop, and he basically shows us the stuff that he was working on, and things like that. And my wife's yelling at my dog right now. And so you know, that was kind of cool. It was interesting, and he talked about how he was. I'm trying to make this quick because I know you got other callers.
Yeah, I know.
And
You couldn't even have the meal with the man. You guys couldn't even break bread, break some nuggets with the boy. You're like, let's get out of here.
No, because it was, you know, it was weird, you know, and so you know, anyway, we go around, we look at all the synths, and I had a little DAT recorder with me at the time. Remember, this is in the '90s, so I had this little DAT recorder with me. And I said, hey, man, can we sample some of the synths? And he's like, well, I don't know if some of them will turn on, but I'm pretty sure they do. And so we were like, okay. So we're going around trying to turn on some of them. None of them would work. Some of them were being repaired. And then I came to an ARP 2600, a real one. And I was able to plug into that, and I sampled the hell out of that. And I brought it home and put it in my sampler. At the time, I had not an Insonic. I forget what the hell it was called. But anyway, I had one of those samplers, and I, you know, sampled all the sounds from the ARP. But you know, we tried Moogs. He had mini boobs. He had all kinds of stuff. But it was just, I took a shower for probably like a good hour trying to scrub my body of the, because dude, we literally walked out. My buddy and I were in his car, and we're driving back, going, dude, are you itchy? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm like wicked itchy.
Yeah, well, see, the thing was that place, even just through the video, like I said, I might play the whole thing tomorrow on oscillators and percolators, so I just want to watch it again and see it, but I might not actually, because I kind of feel a little bit bad sometimes too, you know. I'm like, man, that dude, like, he had such passion, he was such a genius, because there's one part in that video where he actually says that he fixed, he got calls from, like, do you know the bands he got called from? They were like, man, we need you here right now. They would,
yeah, he got calls from like Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
You know, they actually told him to come and fix the big Moog that Keith Emerson, when they played in Boston, that he fixed all that stuff.
Yeah.
There were a lot of bands he mentioned some of them, but he told us about a ton of different bands that he worked with. He worked with Rick Wakeman from Yes. I mean, the guy was a genius. He was an electronics genius. And like I said, geniuses can be very eccentric. They can be very strange. But he had a passion for synthesizers. A lot like that guy, Aaron, although I will say Aaron, like you said, his stuff is a lot more organized and a lot more, you know, it's neat, and it's not destroyed. It's still covered in dust. But I mean, it wasn't like this, dude. I mean, there was an ARP sitting on the floor. It was an Odyssey sitting on the floor next to a bucket of water from a leak in the ceiling. And we just looked at each other like, Jesus Christ, like, come on, man. Like, I know you have a passion, but it's like,
I don't know, man. So, okay, like, bro, I got a synthesizer over there in the other room on the bed. I got one downstairs on the freaking chair. I know I was talking to Noir the other night on his show. Noir got something he pulled out from under his bed. Do you got anything hiding in a closet or anything anywhere? Who in the chat has got something not at their touching? It's like in the closet or under the bed or something like that. That's like,
I have stuff in the closet, but it's in their boxes proper, and it's put away proper. I don't.
Yeah, but you're clean shaven too, man. You got that neatness in you.
Well, yeah, but you do too, dude. You don't. There's not like there's like dog shit sitting next to your friggin' synthesizer.
Yeah. Let me tell
you know
bro,
what I'm saying?
if you come to my house, you ain't gonna walk out of the house with SAIDs, all right? Synthesizer acquired immune deficiency disorder, all right? You don't got to worry about that, all right?
Well, I'm just saying, man. You know, it was just sad, and it was disgusting, and it was weird, and I actually felt bad for the dude, but. You know, we even offered, and I'll just end with this. We ended with talking to him, saying, "Hey, man, you know, we're willing to donate money to you and come back here and build some shelves for you." And he got mad.
He was like, "Get out of my house."
No, he got mad. He was like, "No, I don't need anybody to help me like that. It's a shelf. Everything's here where it belongs, and I know where everything is." And we're like, "Okay,
fair enough."
I was like, "We're just making an offer to, like, you know, basically clean the place up and have it be a real museum where people could come and try stuff." And but he got mad, and he was like not having it. So we were like, okay. And then we left, and I was just like, wow, that was weird.
But what a memory, though. What a memory that happened. You want me to blow your mind for a second, and then we'll clue it up. So you had that memory in the 90s. The dude then went on to make the documentary video there. Somehow me and you came across each other, and we're talking about it on this international, intergalactic radio call-in show, all because of this man, and all because that you gave him a bag of McNuggets to get in to see it.
Right.
Now that's something else.
That's something to talk about, bro.
That's something else, man. That's something else, dude. It's wild.
So yeah, I just wanted to jump in and tell that story because you mentioned it and you showed it, and I was just wanted to let the guys and girls know that it was definitely a real experience, and it was a mind blower. So
oh my God.
Anyway,
dude.
I'll let you get to another caller, brother.
You the man, man. I absolutely love you. You are the best.
Same here, bro.
All right. Listen, you don't have to say I love you to me too. I know you love me. All right, later.
No, I do love you, bro.
Okay, cool. Say it.
All right, brother.
All right, later. Bye.
Ciao.
Yeah. All right, man, that's Echo Craft. Echo Craft was actually in the New England Synth Museum with our boy right here. I'll jump over before another call comes in right here. Where is that? No, I can't do that. No much time. Go back. Abort. All right, 413-279-4344. We got some time for some more calls tonight, man. I got to tell you, I absolutely love the call-in show. I find it one of the most enjoyable shows in the Samurai Synthflix series. It's a super cool way for us to interact with each other. We get some really fun callers and some cool stories. And can you even imagine, we got the Daywalker himself, Echo Craft, calling in and telling us about that. Absolutely fantastic. All right, who else we got?
Call from
Uncle Jerry.
All right. We got Uncle Jerry. What's up, baby, from Uncle Jerry's World? What's happening?
Hello, my brother. How are you?
Good, baby. What's going on?
What the hell's going on here tonight?
Dude, it's getting wild in here.
Yeah, this is great. This is probably one of the best episodes. I'm really enjoying this. But I just did want to add something about Aaron and the other guy, Hoarding. And, like you said, he's a genius. He worked on all these bands.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand there's people like that. And their hygiene might not be best. And, I always say, have you ever kissed a girl? That guy's never kissed a girl, okay? But anyhow.
You never know, man. You never know. You never know.
You just, but everybody's got to remember, it takes those kind of people to develop the products we're using. And like I said, are you going to go to bed tonight thinking about how to design a flat screen TV that'll, be paper thin and fold up on your wall?
Well, when I go to bed, I sleep like a baby, eyes closed, lights out. You know what I'm saying?
But I've seen it firsthand in places I've visited in my career. These guys they're almost like zombies, and they don't work your 8 to 5 shift. These guys may come in and out. When I'm leaving at 5, they'll be coming in,
mm-hmm.
and they'll probably stay there for 2 days.
Oh, that's how they do it, eh?
I'll never forget. I asked the one guy, I said, "Hey, you got a Phillips screwdriver?" It took him 30 seconds to turn around and look at me, and he goes, "What point?" I'm going, "I don't know." I said, "What do you mean, what point?" I said, I just pointed to the wall and said, "That one right there will do." And I was like, I understand Phillips come in different sizes, but I've never had anybody. You just ask for a Phillips and they give you a Phillips.
Yeah. So very detailed in the mind.
Oh, and there's 2 dudes on the other side of the lab. They just sit there, and we keep walking by, and look, that dude never leaves the computer screen. He just sits there and stares, and it's like, okay. But you remember, these guys are designing your synthesizers, they're designing your TVs.
They're legends.
They are, and they're the unsung heroes.
Yeah,
they really are, because most of the public doesn't realize how development goes, and you got to realize in these labs they're already 10 years ahead of us. What
mm-hmm.
we're seeing,
mm-hmm.
they've already got shit working that they're not releasing because they can't, because there's this bell curve.
Mm-hmm.
You got to release the technology. There's the first embracers, like us guys with gas.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I do, baby.
And then it reaches that peak, and then it comes down. And
then you got to go throw some freaking pumpkin spice lace wood on it and let that run for another year.
Exactly. And so as the prices come down, now they're able to release the new technologies they've already developed because they've recovered their research and development costs. So, I mean, it's just the way technology works.
Are you going to get the quantum, the Waldorf quantum?
No. I'll tell you what.
Thought you were. You told me you were.
I had my eye on that Quantum for a long time, but you know what? I know it's all gas and no brakes, but
yeah, you've been pumping the friggin' brakes like crazy these days.
I have to, but you know what? It's Christmas time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I always do buy myself something.
Dude, get something for yourself. Get something for yourself this Christmas, Jerry.
I think I am, and I think I'm leaning towards the multi-poly. I'm with you on that one.
Damn, dude. Do you see that demo today by Andertons?
Yes, I did. And the more I hear, the more I'm like,
dude,
why not?
The friggin' Terminator patch he played, did you hear that part?
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, I almost bought it right there and then.
Well, that's the beauty of it. You know, we always say about my disappointment about the TE05 patches until I got the Miles Away and the lately just the James
Dyson. Yeah.
And I haven't loaded them yet, but his videos are awesome. My disappointment with the TE05, and it's like, when the multi-poly and they demo it, you can already hear it's like, wow. Look, these are just, it's just mind-blowing right out of the gate.
Oh, so, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's definitely on the radar. I'm with you on that one, buddy.
Yeah, man. So listen, I'd like to see, if you get a chance, once your studio gets set up, I'm really excited to see what you got coming in the future. If anyone doesn't know, Uncle Jerry's been working his butt off behind the scenes, getting his YouTube studio set up. It's going to be super exciting. I'm pumped to see it. And I'd love to hear those James Dyson patches with a little Uncle Jerry flavor if you ever get a chance someday.
And I plan on doing that. I ran into a few roadblocks last night. I was tired from the weekend. I worked a little bit tonight. I think I'm getting it all figured out. And hopefully, obviously I got to run some tests to make sure everything's working good. I don't want to come on and make videos and go live and looking like an ass. I want to make sure everything's kind of seamless and sounds good and looks good,
Day by day, baby.
That's it. And like I said, I'm slow. I'm old and I'm tired, and I got a lot of other stuff going on. But you know what? I want to pass it on to anybody, not just the music and the acquiring the gear. I personally find it fun just hooking all this stuff up and playing like that. Just playing around and testing and playing around and testing, and then eventually I'll get it to where my mini YouTube studio will be good. Now I've got all this room in my main studio that I can finish the cabling and get it set up the way I want. Because obviously when you acquire more gear and things, you have to start rethinking your setup and how you're going to do this. It's a never ending thing. It's like home ownership. As long as you own a home,
Big time.
Yeah. Well, hey, great talking to you. I'm going to leave room for another caller. But,
all right, baby. You the man.
Thanks everybody, and y'all have a good evening, and love you, my brother.
And listen. Don't just get one thing for Christmas. Get two, baby. Come on. Get through. Screw it. Get through. Come on, baby. All right. I'll talk to you later, Jerry.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
Have a good one.
You too. Later.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That's Uncle Jerry. A couple calls came in on the hotline. Let's take a couple more. 413-279-4344. That's Uncle Jerry's World with some sound advice. Letting us all know that, man, everyone's different out there. Everyone got different roles. You got the engineers. We'll have to get into it a bit because we got a call. The lines are lit up tonight.
Call from
Space Capsule.
All right, man. One of my favorite people on the planet. Space Capsule. You sound like you're in the synth car. You driving?
I've got my hands free on. I am driving.
Sweet. What's up?
That's good. Well, I really like this subject because I'm a borderline collector.
Yep.
But I'm not. I wouldn't qualify myself as a hoarder.
Nobody wants to admit that anyway, right?
Because if you're a hoarder, let's be honest. That's getting kind of off into like a mental health issue. And if it's not synthesizers, it's guitars. It's not guitars. It could be anything. It could be non-music. Or it might be nothing at all. It might just be just somebody that just cannot stop buying crap. But either you're specialized in what you buy or you're not. But when it comes to hoarding, it's kind of
like that guy we saw at the Synth Museum. It's impressive, but it can be almost sad at the same time.
Yeah, it's like this. It's a double, right? It's a double feeling. It's like wow, but then it's like ooh. So let me ask you something, because you like this topic. Where do you think that red line is, or the invisible line that crosses from collector to hoarder? What's the point? Is it like a neglection of all other life's, a beginning of neglect in other life's things that you just
neglect would be at the heart of it. I don't think there's a line. It's more of it's a crossfade. If you're neglecting other parts of life, I mean, you're driving around with a car that has bald tires and needs maintenance, but yet you've got a beautiful 1959 Les Paul standard guitar in your back seat. You might want to rethink your priorities. The Les Paul would be awesome. But like I have, being a borderline collector, I've got a few vintage pieces, but I don't let my interest in vintage overshadow, what am I actually using in my studio? I've walked away from buying, pieces of vintage gear. Like there was a time where I would have thrown down because it's vintage, but developing my studio and integrating it with my software. I've turned down buying a piece of vintage gear purely because it doesn't sync to MIDI. It doesn't connect with the rest of my devices. It's just yet another live play device. And it turns case in point, I almost threw down $2,000 for a vintage ARP Selena. I like that sound, but it doesn't. All it would be is yet another live player piece, and it wouldn't sync with anything.
Yeah.
And if I were to take that out to gigs with me, I've got that much more worry about taking care of the vintage piece. And so I opted for a Behringer Selena.
Tell us more. Tell us more. Are you enjoying the Selena? Because the videos I've heard on that, it sounds pretty good, man.
It is pretty good. Again, I don't have a real one to compare it to, but it certainly does sound like a string machine, and it gives me the sound that I expect.
Perfect.
And if I'm out on the road, if I'm at a gig, and my stand or whatever, something is mishandled, I might be annoyed, but I'm not going to be just heartbroken and pissed off because I've lost a piece of it. It's why I bought a Behringer Poly D, so I don't have to take my Mini Moog out gigging with me.
That's a smart idea too, isn't it? Like you got the Mini Moog to really, really enjoy in the comfort of your home, but then because you're so good at it, when you go do a show, you just grab the Poly D.
Exactly. I will use one of my more modern pieces to replicate the sound. I mean, real synth nerd / synth snob / synth shamer might put me down for the Poly D, but keep on putting me down, because when the gig's done, I'm going to go home and I'm going to jam my original 1974 Model D that I've got safe and sound at home.
Booyah, that's right. With pleasure.
But I try, when it comes to buying gear, I love studying new gear. I love hearing about what new gear is coming out. Your show is awesome. You give us the breakdown, but just because something is new and exciting doesn't mean I'm going to go and buy new. And I might get excited about the piece, but and I am excited about picking up a TE-05, but I will throw my hat in the ring with synth punk. I'm going to buy it used. I'm going to buy it used.
That's what I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too with the TE-05. I'm not getting that one new.
Why not?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I get it new? Are you asking me?
Why how come you're not going to do the TE-05?
No, I'm if I do, I'm doing it used. I'm not going to get a new TE-05. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Gold star.
Yeah, I just figured
you.
that one's going to come down soon too. People are going to get rid of it. But like, I'm having a real hard time right now not getting that steam pipe new. I don't know why, man.
Yeah.
I just want that and want it bad.
Yeah, you know, we all, and that's part of having gas. You get those pains. You want it so bad. But, you know, if you exhibit a little patience, a little bit of discipline, oh, man, surf the used market. Eventually, it's going to turn up used.
Dude, Erica Synth stuff never goes down. I never find Erica Synth stuff for cheap.
Well, I guess that's, I have a lot of Erica Synths in my Euro rack. I know you're not into Euro rack, but they do. I can attest. They do quality work. It feels good. I mean, you feel like you got something.
Holds
nice
the value pretty good. It seems like. 'Cause whenever I'm looking, it looks like the used stuff is friggin' more. But I will be getting the TE-05.
Discontinue. What's that?
I will be getting the TE-05 though, like you someday, and that'll fit nice in your setup, bro. Big time.
Yeah, I'm someday it's going to present itself in a year or two, and it's something. One of the things about surfing the used market, it's also the thrill of the hunt because you know when new items come out and you get all gassed up for it and you want it, but you don't get it and you forget about it and something new. Well, when you're surfing the used market, you stumble across those gems. Those certain items are like, oh man, I always wanted one of those, but God, I can get it for like 75%, 60% of the price that I would have got it. And as it turns out, like if you buy it used and it turns out you don't like it, it's not the right piece, you can always pretty much, most of the time get what you put into it financially. Because you've already bought it used and it's already depreciated.
Yeah.
That's just, me playing it safe. It's a way I can have more gear at less, without paying, through the nose for it.
The good thing about what's going on these days too is what I find anyways. I find when you've got extreme gas, like I do, like unadulterated polyamorous gas, is that things are coming out so fast that by the time my gas is to the point where I might do it, another thing has popped up that just kind of like shifts the energy over to the gas there. So it's just like, it's almost like a safety valve, right? A release valve. It's like,
it's like almost like chasing the rainbow. It's that next new item that comes out.
But once you get it, it's like,
gotta get it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I always ask myself, will this new item that I'm going to buy will this make me a better musician? A lot of times it's not. Is this new item that I'm going to buy, is it like, I don't need yet another mono synth. I don't need yet another, this, that, or the other. I mean, I'd love to have a poly synth, but, I've got, virtual analogs in my arsenal that have that poly. I mean, it may not be that fat analog sound, but they do the job, and they kind of going back to what Synthpunk says, you spend more time with the gear that you have.
Yeah,
you learn more about what your gear can do.
It's true.
Maybe you don't need that extra, synth that will do this certain, polyrhythmic arpeggiation sequence. No, maybe you already have it, that ability in one of the pieces you already got.
Yeah, and everybody, I think we can all agree, whether you're a collector, borderline hoarder, or even a synth shamer, or somewhere between any of that spectrum, is every one of us needs to spend more time with our gear, But man, it's hard, dude. There's so much going on, man. But you gotta. I like that idea that Synthpunk says, but I'm more like I try to cherish the time that I do get with the gear, even rather than feeling guilty that I'm not spending enough time with it.
Oh man, I gotta ask, with all the shows and all the content you put out, man, I gotta give you props. How much do you spend more time doing your show, or do you spend more time playing?
I'd say it's. The thing about the shows are, I kind of do them at times when I wouldn't play anyways. But right now, I'd say I'm spending more time doing shows than actually playing. But that's why I'm trying to integrate some more explore like that when I introduced there the Synth Explorer to explore the synths, because if I'm going to explore them, why not explore them together, right? And just add it as a show kind of thing, right? Trying to do more of that, because I really enjoy this aspect of the synthesizer community that I found myself in. I love the engagement and talking and like you said, learning about new synthesizers, exploring them, hearing people's stories. So it's a fine balance, like you just said, to try and say, man, you got to play too. So I've been playing a little bit lately, more than I have been. But I'm just trying to do it all as much as I can, and I try to also just go with the flow. Like this is just my season of content creation, you know? I might go through a season soon where I'm like, you know, I'm not doing that for a bit. I'm just going to play for a while, you know?
Yeah. We all go, everything is cyclical. When it comes to like, you know, whether it's playing or collecting or hoarding, you know, acquisition, you know, some people, they're on the way in while others are on the way out.
Yeah.
Some people are on the way up while others are on the way down. You know, Synth Funk, if he's still listening, he'll probably attest that he's on his way down out of the elevator, and he had 50, 60 synthesizers, and he's, you know, winnowing down. Where other people, they're just beginning their journey. They're just on the ride up. At some point, they might get to a point where they don't need all the stuff. But at the end of the day, are you enjoying what you have? Like, learn to just like spend the time with the synthesizer you have, and enjoy what you got. You know, like there's nothing wrong with, you know, wanting to acquire new gear. It's kind of that quest for something new is kind of hardwired in our human DNA, and that's why I love shows like this. You know, amongst like a lot of gear review shows. A lot of those gear review shows cure my gas.
Yeah,
because I get to explore, listen to what people are doing with it. Like, I want that new toy, but I want to hear how it sounds, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what you like you said, you're going to do a little format. You add a new line where you're doing more gear exploration.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It was cool. It was Hans Volt's idea, and I just thought about it. I'm like, man, if I do one episode of that a month, I definitely got 12 synths in here for sure. So then I could just explore one synthesizer a month, and I think it'd be cool to do. So, it's on the agenda, baby.
We can all enjoy it.
Yeah,
all right, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna you bounce out. I'm gonna just pulled into my house. I'm gonna fire up my rig.
Sweet.
And I'm gonna jam out a couple of tunes and prep for the January Kumite.
All right, baby. Looking forward to it, man. The one and only Space Capsule. Awesome, amazing guy, brother. I appreciate the call, and I always appreciate the love and support, my man.
Hey, take care, brother. We'll be always there for this support.
All right, baby. So.
Talk soon. Bye.
All right, that's Synth Capsule. I think I'm going to shut down the phones there now. If you didn't get a call in tonight, make sure you get a call in next week. And let me just do a little housekeeping here while we're at it. Put the tunes back on. Yeah, man, so what an interesting conversation, because... Oh, I guess I'll take one more call because the calls didn't get shut down. Got to take one more. Can't cut a man off.
Call from
Hans Volt.
Oh, thank God I didn't stop the calls. What's up, Hans Volt?
Hey.
Dude, you got in just in the nick of time. My finger was right on the do not disturb button. What's up, my brother?
I figured I would just call in and offer a little bit of, I got like one little kind of funny story. This synth shop that I know of, the owner of it is definitely a synth hoarder.
Mm-hmm.
And he had one place and he just moved to another end. But when you walk into this place, there's synths for sale. And then when you go over to the vintage room, there's a vintage room where it has on the wall 808s, you know, there's 909s, there's cats, there's ARPs, there's all kind of moves, you know. But then there's this sea of vintage synthesizers that are all like, I don't know if they're all working or if some need repair, but they're leaning up against the wall, like on one like wooden end cheek, and there's tons. There's ARPs, there's Moogs, there's sequentials, there's Korgs. I mean, there's everything you can imagine, and they're just what.
So this guy's just picking them up too. He's just doing what Buddy was doing. Like someone calls and be like, "We got a Pro 5 right here," and he's like, "I'll be there in 10 minutes."
Yeah, but this is actually a pretty well-known synth shop. I mean, you can go there and get and play any of the latest gear because you know they put out everything. They have I mean, anything you can think of, even those the Nina, what is it? The Sequentrix, the Erica
Oh
Synth.
yes, the Erica
Syntrix, the
Synth
Syntrix 2. They
Syntrix.
have
Yeah.
the 1 and 2 on display. They have the Cream Dream.
Oh,
They got everything on display for you.
they
to
got the
come and
Cream
mess
Dream, dude.
Oh yeah. I played with it maybe 2 months ago.
Damn. You know what'd be cool to do, dude? If you could get down there, take some video on your phone or whatever, and then come on the show, man, and you could just do like a play-by-play walk through the shop. You don't even need to talk in the video. Just like do a scan of the video, and then we'll take it, and then come on the show, and as we'll do it together, and then you can just play-by-play what's going on, you know?
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
They know me there forever. I've been in and out of the place so many times.
What's the name of the shop? You want to shout it out or keep it a secret?
Well, I mean, I'm calling the owner a synth hoarder, but yeah, what the hell? I don't care. It's three-wave music.
Three-wave music, cool, man. I'd love to get there if it's that crazy. Yeah, video of that place would be wild.
Yeah, but okay, so here's my little, like the way I approach my having, what I got? I think I've got about 26 or 27 synthesizers, and I don't have room for all of them.
Yeah.
But whenever I do get a new synthesizer, which I don't think I'm going to be getting any new ones anytime in the immediate future, because I'm quite satiated in the synthesizer department.
Steam pipe.
But when I get, okay. Steam pipe. So when I get a synth, I'll spend weeks, if not like a couple months, and I just explore that one synth. And I also make music with it, but I will use that synth primarily pretty much every night. And I explore it. I put a bunch of different parameter settings, and I like to hear how these different parameter settings, what type of sounds I'm making, what type of tones they're making. And once I've taken this time and I've assessed what these synths can really do, now I understand what type of weapon I have in my arsenal.
Love it.
So when I make, and this is another thing. Now, I've been labeled a synth snob here and there, and a Behringer hater. I'm not really a Behringer hater. I give Behringer a hard time because the clones are not awesome or perfect as they could be, I think. But I'm not going to get into that. So I will use the synthesizers for certain types of sounds. Like when I got the Korg monopoly, I realized that when I want a fat bass that sounds really gnarly with some FM frequency modulation going on, that's my machine. And so when I'm using my synths and I need to make a certain type of sound, I know exactly what type of synth I'm going to use.
You're like, boom, going for that one right there.
Yeah. And having so many synths, I've got synths in the closet. I've got synths in the other closet. I've got synths in a display case. I've got suitcases. And when I want to cycle them out, I just cycle them out. And every few months, I take some new synths out and I put some synths away. And my kind of style of music changes slightly with the synths I have out.
Yeah.
Because,
and like, do you ever notice too, like, obviously I don't have as many synthesizers as a lot of you guys, but also like if I switch my setup around, I move stuff around, I change the MIDI routing or something, or I get a new synthesizer and add it to the mix without doing what you just said, without learning it inside and out first, it can totally throw off my whole thing. And I've lost the flow that I had going so good for so long now. And now I'm ventured off into the unknown territory where I got to figure out a whole new flow. Well, because you see how I jam, it's a little bit different. It's kind of just free form, right? So once I introduce a new synth to the mix, it can totally screw up my whole thing. Not in a bad way, just send it off kilter into a new direction.
Well, yeah, because this is not in any way criticism, but you need to work with your synth so that when you hit a certain slider or a knob, you know exactly what's going to happen. You know what type of sound that's already coming out of the machine, and when you hit this parameter, you know what it's actually going to do to the sound. So then,
no surprises.
One with the synth.
Yeah, I love it, bro. You're the man. I don't think you're a synth snob, and anyone who says you're a synth snob is absolutely crazy. I think you're a friggin' synthesizer special operations unit tactical mercenary, baby. That's what you are.
What I was gonna say, I actually sidetracked myself earlier.
Yeah.
I make like this type of like dubstep kind of like glitchy type of music, and I purposefully use vintage synthesizers because, vintage synthesizers, people use it for 80s sounds and synth wave and all this stuff, and I try to not use any of my vintage synthesizers for any of that stuff.
Yeah. Were you going to say something else?
No, I'm saying stuff because that's the word I was thinking in my soul.
Yeah.
But like I want to use these vintage synths for something that they were not intended for. People are not going to expect them to be used in this style of music. So
yeah, and it's unique, man. Your style of music is so friggin' unique. It's very intriguing, and I find when I'm listening to your music, do you know there's music you can listen to but you're not listening, and there's music that you listen to and I'm listening. When I'm listening to some of your tracks, I'm listening to it and I'm like, man, what is that sound there? Like, that's insane. And I just really appreciate the music you make, man. It's super cool. I really dig it big time. And like I said, I've told you this before, I think you're an insane super talent, man. In many different areas. It's cool. Synth is what the chat's saying.
Listen, I appreciate being involved with a group so diverse. Like sometimes we get, we like clash like rams, like clashing their horns.
Yeah,
but,
big time.
We're a bunch of synth dudes. Sometimes that happens. We got opinions. Everyone's got a freaking opinion. Hey.
Yeah, and the thing is cool is, like you just said, a bunch of rams crashing heads together. It's the more time we spend together with all the personalities too, you start to realize some people's flaws. You start to respect them a little more. Where in the beginning you were like, man, that's not, do you know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, I get that. I see where he's coming from now. I get that. You know what I mean? Then the respect starts to build.
Well, I mean, as far as like the Discord and even in the chats, you see everyone's personality over time, and then you can really appreciate everybody and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, something that may have offended you first, now you laugh at.
Yeah,
exactly.
And everybody's awesome, and I'm glad to be a part of the group.
Hey, man, you're the best, bro. Big time.
All right, bro.
Appreciate you. So listen, if you ever get to that music shop, grab some silent video, man.
No, definitely.
It'd be cool.
Definitely, man. That's 100%.
All right,
place
bro.
is awesome.
You the man. Bro Synth Network for life.
Yep.
Synth video. All right, that's the last call tonight. No better way to end it than the one and only Hans Volt, legendary musician. If you guys don't know him, go check out his channel, Hans Volt. He's got a channel. Like I said, most people in the chat here got channels. If it was your first time joining us, Synth Wars call-in show. I try to do it once a week, either Monday night or Sunday night. It's a good time. I'll also be going live tomorrow morning around 8:15 a.m. for oscillators and percolators, a more laid-back synthesizer coffee show where we just relax and check out some synth news and stuff like that. So tune in for that. And I also made something special for tonight that you guys might like. Let me jump on over here and get rid of this off the screen. Look at this, baby. Limited edition. All gas, no brakes, spelled B-R-E-A-K-S, brakes, because we don't take breaks from gear acquisition syndrome. We just buy, baby. We buy, baby, buy. You know how they say drill, baby, drill? Well, we buy, baby, buy. So let me get you a closer look at this beautiful t-shirt I designed this morning. I'm only going to sell 10 of them. Look at this. Look at that, baby. All gas, no brakes with the flames. Can you believe the look of that? And I made it as cheap as possible. I didn't put anything on the back, nothing on the sleeves. All it is pure machismo, full tilt, all gas, no brakes. If you want one, you know where to go. Hit one up. I got different colors. What do I got here? I got a burgundy one. I got a military green. Man, isn't that cool? I got a military green. I got red. And I got, what color is this? This color is called navy blue. All right, so that's cool. I'll throw that in the chat. If you want to pick one of those up, go for it. If not, no big deal. Like I said, I pretty much just made it for myself. So if you want it, go grab it. If not, no worries, baby. All right, so that's the show for tonight. Thank you for joining me. It's always fun. We always have a good time. And like I said, catch up tomorrow for oscillators and percolators, 8:15 Eastern time tomorrow morning while you're on your way to work. Grab your coffee and hang out with the Samurai for a little bit of synthesizer, synth session, chilling, baby. Everyone in the chat, Twin Cities Oxygen, Uncle Jerry's World, Banana Rider 69, Ned Intrabong. Who else we got? We got underscore minus, Model Engineering Ding, Eternian Echo Craft. Yo, Softy, what's up, baby? Yeah, like, share, and subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to share, if you don't want to like, you don't want to subscribe, that's fine too. Take it easy. I got to go. Slow.